baby should abort itself up on birth if you see those lights, because you under the control of the enemy. But they not understanding that these lights is not part of the life-death cycle. When you really fade off, you see from a higher consciousness level everything. You're not blinded with no lights. Ain't no lights. But you see the child being born that you're gonna come back in. You're not coming back immediately when you leave most of the time. But when the child in the future that you're gonna come through is being born, you seeing the life of that child. And you are having options of several timelines that this child should be born on. So when they're telling you don't go into the light, they're saying avoid the birth that you're going to come back into the light. Because if you come back in the light, you know that the enemy is on the other side acting like they doctors.
Wow. Well,
right?
many a child has come into the light.
In the midwife.
Right.
Right. Go back to the warning about the light. Where is it most famous from? Poltergeist.
Yeah. Carol Ann.
Carol Ann, go into the light. There's peace and tranquility in the light. Right? Now, all the time, demons is trying to get Carol Ann, and the witch is telling her to go into the light. Now, flip it in reverse.
So now, let me see. Is your I don't know, your voice is breaking up, and
telling her to go,
we're getting you like
into the light.
You're breaking up.
While her to go into the light.
Yeah.
Your
sound is breaking.
Your screen.
Yeah, you're breaking up. Yeah, they're putting it in the, because I can hear you breaking up too. So I'm not sure if
you want me to go out and come back in.
Try that. Just see if we can get a better. Please. Thank you all. Thank you for your patience. Let's see what's going on. Oh, we up in here, 1,200 strong, y'all. Hope y'all pressing that like, giving us the thumbs up. I hope you're sharing. If you don't, at least share it after it's over. But Brother Rod's going to come back in, and I hope you are appreciating this sort of in-depth look into the brother that's been bringing us all of this information here. He's back. Let's hope that the sound is better. All right, Brother Rod, let's see what we got.
We getting the improvement?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, from what I'm looking at, you totally black. So the audience should tell me if your screen is black, or if we can see Dr. G.
Okay. Do you all see me? Put a 1 in there. Somebody put a 1 in the chat if you see me. No, I don't. Anybody see me? Did not see it. Can you hear me? Ask you, do you see me? Because I know when we first came on, you were saying you couldn't see me, Brother Robert. I see me. Oh yeah, they see me. They got 1s all in there. Thank you. So
okay.
Believe me, I'm here.
They can see you.
They can see me. They can see you too. Okay. So let's go back to this, because this is so interesting. Let's go back to this birth process and the light and all that, because this is fire, y'all. This is fire.
Right. So go back
wait a minute.
When you start
wait a minute. Somebody
birth...
says they only see me and not you. Wait a minute. If you see Rod, anybody see us both? If you see, you're looking good. So if you see us both, put a 2 in the.
I can see you now, Dr. G.
You see me?
You just came.
All right. You probably see me too. Matt. Okay. All right. Somebody said a young guy on TikTok. Where'd I go? Here we go. I'm gonna push this up. You'll see this. A young guy on TikTok using gematria somehow matched Rod Hayes to Lucifer. Said that's a good thing. Well, that means the light.
Hey, look. So the Lucifer effect, right? The Lucifer effect. Don't nobody know what it is, but it's written in all of the occult mysteries. Okay. The Lucifer effect is the ability to be able to read the creation from above and from below simultaneously. That's all it is. It ain't nothing else. Take all that spookism, mysteryism, all that out of it. That means that you just got the ability to see clearly from the spiritual into the physical and vice versa.
Okay.
It's called mirror flipping. As above, so below. What's written in the stars manifest on the ground if you know how to read them. But if you don't know how to read them, it's gibberish and nonsense.
Right. But okay, so back to you for anybody that's just tuned in. So you were talking about the birth, your birth, remembering this last birth, because you know that there you also talked about seeing other remembering other incarnations.
Yes.
And seeing, when do you see future births? At
I'm barred from seeing the future so I don't change it.
okay.
Right?
So
Because
all you
I change it to anytime I
where'd he go? Y'all.
somebody just called me. Dr. G might have to go out and come back in.
Y'all stop calling him. He's online. So
Can you hear me clear?
I hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
So so you said you would change it if you I
would always change it for the collective to have the most functional future possible if I could see the future. I automatically switch the timeline. But then that would be what you call averting the work required to change it correctly, which will cause a wrinkle in time that can't be compensated for.
Well, since we know that timelines are not not so much as like chronological, but maybe multi-dimensional, or these other lives maybe other dimensional lives, just like you talked about, you know, the Mandela effect, or these other lives that you remember, might you be living them out, you know, at the same time? May they be, are we talking about lives that have literally passed and gone and not connected anymore to what you're doing? Oops, you froze. Can you hear me? I tell you, we talking good and they messing us up. You know what this is? You come in. You know what this is, y'all? Because the knowledge that's being shared is to take away the spookism. It's taking away the spookism and the fear that even this kind of stuff, they don't want it to get out because they want to keep us in fear. They don't want us to be in knowing. They don't want us to be able to, you know, go boldly into whatever battles we need to go to, knowing that, you know, we are spirit, and, you know, we are souls that live forever. They want you to have that same mentality that we've been indoctrinated with in Christianity. Can you hear me, Rod? I'm just trying to fill in the space.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you froze, but go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go. Just trying to keep it going.
Yeah. So one of my past lives being born, I remember in antebellum New Orleans being born, and the room was only lit with candles. The whole room was a whole bunch of candles. That was it. And it had a chandelier, so I know they had lighting. But the chandelier wasn't on, but it was candles all around the room. And it was an elderly, dark-skinned lady and a younger, bright Creole woman that was the doula and the birth maiden. Because you always have to have one with you in training so the knowledge can be shared most effectively by osmosis. This is why we used to use apprenticeships over job training. Because when you do an apprenticeship, you get the hands-on experience from some of the best teachers possible, the experts on the job.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do hands-on training, they just teach you the steps, but they don't teach you how to compensate for little intricacies that come up as problems on the job where you don't have to call a whole army of people to fix it. Right? But she following that principle in the streets today, like if you go to LA,
why are they freezing you? Can you hear me, Rod?
and you tell them that you a Crip blood, they're gonna say, well, where you put your work in, who your witnesses. That means that all of the chiefs always have a witness witness to.
Okay, y'all, we having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'm sure he'll dial back in. Are you enjoying this? I know you are. I am. I'm absolutely enjoying this interview. So let me see. Where are you, Rod? Nope, you're right. They don't want this information out because it is absolutely critical, even to us, our empowerment, for us to go to that higher level together. We have to also go to a higher level individually. And when we can get rid of the fear of, here it comes. Let me get you back in. There you are. All right.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know why. I mean, you said. I guess this is too powerful.
Well, so
you're
at this
saying
point,
you go to LA about the Crips, and that's what you
yeah.
said, right?
So they always ask you who a witness to your work in order to solidify what your status is on the land. That's different from the mainstream cultural norm. So the culture that we use is somebody always have to be a witness that you about what you say you about, that you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do the way you said you was gonna do it. So they call that a witness to your work. Every step of the way, I'm one of the most scrutinized people when I look back on the history, because I done been under review since I was, look, when my mama used to go to all these different churches and tents and trailer parks and basements. When I remember being an iron baby, and she passed me around to all these old ladies. They be old as hell. Some of them dip snuff, and they be saying, oh yeah, Shady, it's the one right here. I don't know what they talking about, but I can still remember they chatter.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
he's like, you've been under evaluation since you came out the gate.
right. And it wasn't until in the last 3 years of doing this work, I realized that I couldn't even be here if somebody didn't conjure me up. I have to be conjured up to come into the physical world by a group of people. One tribe cannot conjure me up. All of the tribes have to agree, because they don't know how I'm gonna behave when they conjure me up. And so they have to put me through cycles of training to temper my temperament so that I can have enough self-control to be useful. Otherwise, I'd be useless to the collective, and I'd be useful to some. We're gonna take questions. So if y'all not gonna ask questions about men and the matriarchy, um, y'all gonna have to catch another time, and I'm gonna exit you out because I want to get this hour in of answering questions more to roles of men in the matriarchy to get more detailed with the information than I was in the last video. So I'm almost to my limit of people I can invite, and then I'm gonna take the first caller. Right. So elevated by C asks, should the matriarch be set up according to craft? The matriarch is set up. Okay, first, matriarchs are established among women. The men don't pick the matriarchs pick each other. And the one who get the most matriarchal support from other matriarchs become the lead matriarch. And her supporters also got supporters. So it's a trickle down. And this what we call a pyramid model for government that overrides this jurisdiction, because the first right to the earth is to the women. And this is why the 5% nation called the women earths. This they shit. The mitochondrial is in the soil. And women control mitochondrial by reaching the love frequency and the angel frequency, which raises the male's mitochondrial in their presence. So the more good women that's around a male, the better of a male he'll be as a man. When that's how he becomes his divine masculine self, by being approved by men and women. Most loved, most respected is the rule. The one that's the most loved and the most respected is the one that the people that's loving and respecting him is pushing for to be their guy in this battle. So I'm gonna take the first caller in right here. The magic touch. That's to me, or a motherfucking acupressure session. The magic touch. Hey, look who I got here. You always make me smile when I see
You always make me smile when I see you. Can you hear me?
that's what my boy Rashad called reflections.
Oh. I'm glad I caught you because, and I'm not going to hold you. I just wanted to, first of all, thank you so much. You are really heaven sent, for real, for real. And second of all, how are we dealing as women and raising the matriarchy? How are we supposed to deal with these people that even look like us but aren't us, and moving them out? Right.
Y'all only have to weed out the women. Y'all gonna know them. All of them riding crotch bitches, no good. Y'all know them. They can't get along with no woman, no way.
They can't.
Y'all deal with the women. They can't get along with women.
So what if there's no men around, though, to deal with someone, especially in a workplace situation that affects kids? And that's the only reason I even care, is because, and not to even throw this on to people who even watching, because it's a little bit of a trigger, but there was a young woman. We work with people who are 16 to 25-year-old high school dropouts. So this person was within that age range on the younger side. And longest of long story short, she was pregnant and didn't want to say anything because her uncle had been molesting her, and she wasn't sure whose baby it was, her boyfriend's or hers. And she just didn't want to tell the boyfriend that she was pregnant, point blank period, but she wanted the baby, right? So around the person who's coordinating this, the person who's in charge, is just like, oh, well, we can't really do anything. And I'm just like, what you mean we can't do anything? And they're like, well, she don't want to press charges. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. She don't want to press charges, but y'all all know. So y'all like this just like,
what city you in?
You know, I'm in Jersey, in Newark.
It's somebody there. I'll talk to you offline.
Okay.
It's somebody there that they're gonna send some sisters to talk to her to get her sister protection, and then they're gonna deal with the rest of the matter, how they deal with it.
Okay.
But the first thing they want to do is secure her. They want to get her out of this situation where you got some grown ass man molesting her. It's somebody in Newark. There's some goons in Newark. And if they find out, they're gonna, it won't be pretty for them.
All right.
There's some goons they on the side of Shakur watch when this shit flip. And she's merciless to molesters, so.
For sure. Yeah.
If she get an order, half of Newark gonna be at that motherfucker door. I just got to tell you what's the 100. If she get a word, Asada Shakur get a word, half of Newark, half of motherfucking Orange, New Jersey, motherfucking from New York, Maryland, they gonna be there. Boston, Philly, they coming. Just to deal with one child, they will come from everywhere when she get an order. We trying to get the big fish out the pond first. Then we gonna deal with the little fish at home. Because that secret squirrel shit is what got these kids fucked up right now.
In the first place, exactly.
See, it had got to a point where it was so few good men that hadn't been murdered yet or lynched that the women cherished them so much that it allowed the children to be abused, because the few good men they had, they didn't want him to correct the bad man because the slave catcher gonna come. Right? And when the slave catcher come, they're going to put him on the auction block and sell him into slavery. Slavery today is called prison. They don't want the good man correcting the bad man, because the good man going to be the one doing time. So the women start keeping the shit a secret to try to protect the good man. Fuck that shit. That's what we here for. I go do my goddamn time I go sit back with my feet up and read a couple more thousand books.
Niggas ain't like that. That's wild.
That's why I ain't no nigga.
No, I'm just saying, you know, I know that. Said that's why I ain't no nigga. No, that shit pisses me off though, for real. But yeah.
Yeah, so the situation has to be handled in a particular way. So I have to tell you certain stuff offline. Not because I'm keeping it a secret. It's because the people who you have to contact, they can't be exposed right now, and they really deaf on them on women beaters and child molesters. They get treated like they would in old school penitentiary, especially when it's known to be true, because they've been using a lot of false allegations also to remove the good men and let the bad man stay. So people start accusing the good man of doing what the bad man doing, and then the good man doing time for nothing. He didn't do nothing. He's sitting up in jail rotten, while the rotten motherfuckers is sitting out here flourishing and making more rotten fruit. Because mama said one bad fruit spoiled a whole bunch.
I think that you're absolutely right when you say the men got to handle it. It's just, you know, that part where it is something to consider, especially because the police being involved take it to a different level for everybody. But
you know, my philosophy is fuck the police.
Fuck the police, exactly.
I deal with that nigga myself before I call the police on him. I'm not calling the police on the motherfucker. That's why I be like, fuck all that old, because I was finna get into the shenanigans on some arguing across the internet. I thought about that shit. All them niggas gonna do is call the police.
All I think it's gonna do is call the police.
That's what they inadvertently trying to dry snitching, or as it is trying to call the police, but they trying to get a police evidence the police already got, and they just let them like, nigga, we already know that shit.
Next.
We just not figured that out. But this so I was thinking about it. I was like, shit, because you know I'm the type of motherfucker, I pull up at a motherfucker spot. I don't got no problem with it. I don't give a fuck if I had to walk from here, from Detroit, Michigan to Phoenix, Arizona to pull up on a motherfucker. And it might take me a year to walk that distance. But I tell you what, when I get there, I'm gonna pull the fuck up. And I'm not coming to argue. I could have did that shit over the internet.
On the phone, right.
Right. So why would I do all that tongue wrestling if we ain't gonna fight? And if we gonna fight, why am I gonna do all that tongue wrestling? I might as well just go and fight. Right? Because all that tongue wrestling gonna lead to a fight.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the day.
And then if the tongue wrestling gonna lead to a fight, then I might as well not tongue wrestling. Just cut out the middleman. Cut out the middleman.
So I got one more question. So for men or women who have love interests, relationships, I know we're not technically focusing on thinking with our P's, but we're talking past that. We're talking about growth and development in all types of relationships, even with people you have, you know, children with and stuff like that, and trying to just elevate, even if it's just, you know, a co-parenting type of thing. That, and women going through that as we raise the matriarchy. What is that looking like?
Okay. You kind of like paused for a minute and I kind of lost track of the question.
Summed it up, because men and women who are not together, but like still have to coexist with each other, not thinking with their P's.
Yeah. So most of them in the hostile relationships, in the matriarchy, when the two parents can't talk civilly to each other about the child and make competent civil decisions about the child, then both of the mothers have to come up with the solution between the family elders on both sides of the family. No side left out. But the individuals that can't get their act together, they ain't got no say. They too busy doing, 3D shit. Thinking with their D's and their P's. right? So as long as they doing that, but if let's say one of them is trying to do the right thing and they fighting the other one, and the other one is just trying to be in control. When you present the matter to the elders on both sides, they come up with a solution that's in the interest of the child. They don't give a fuck about their parent, because sometimes the solution requires the grandparents to take the child from both parents, and both grandparents is going to agree because it's in the best interest of the child. And that's how come Big Mama house always got so many kids, and so many aunties always work there.
It was some women who, it was a young girl at my mom's job who gave her baby away to diapers, to Child Protective Services, but nobody knew. The dad didn't know and the grandmother didn't know, and it was because she didn't want to. It should just be crazy. And the shit that people deal with, like on a, just even hearing these stories, I don't, like I said, I don't be meaning to put this on people, but what you just said is like true. But
so in the case where the because it's gonna be, it's a lot of cases right now, like you said, where the men don't even know he got a child.
mm-hmm.
Right? So in cases like that, her family still got to hold her accountable. Right? And take her ass on Maury, take all 725 of them niggas she fucked up till you find that baby daddy. And sometimes you gonna find the baby daddy out of that 725 niggas she was fucking, because he's somebody closely related to her that she don't want to tell on. Or she, you know, she already suspected, she might not know it, like the situation you mentioned earlier, she don't know if it's her boyfriends or uncles. That shouldn't even be a motherfucking question in her mind. Because that question exists, that means something is out of order. Right? So she'd probably take 50 innocent motherfuckers on Maury before she took her uncle. And everybody come back, he is not the father. He is not the, like, goddamn. And then we in our ignorance, not knowing what's going on, don't know why she can't figure out who her baby daddy is. Shit, it might be her goddamn daddy's baby. You never know.
Let's come in. Maybe some guys or something. I don't know. But we'll talk.
Yep. A question, it's a good question popped up. It say, how do one seek and commit to a tribe if they have no living close relatives or kinfolks to reach out to? So those are called orphans on the land. And they pick, the tribe that picked them is the tribe they gonna pick. You will know them because those are the people you with every day, spending your time with, giving your love energy to. Right? So one of the things we teach the children under a matriarchy is be careful who you give your love energy to. Because if you give it to the wrong person, it'll drain you. Because they only have bad intentions for you, but they held secret places in their dark hearts. But the ones that, when you are orphan, the ones who are that you draw to, your natural affinity to, the earth, well, humans pack animals. The frequency of the earth is going to move us to the pack that is ready to receive us as an orphan. So this is how you end up in South Central with an all-black Crips gang, and here you got a white boy in there. Where the fuck he come from? He got his one drop of blood, and nature sent him there. She sent him there to prove his one drop of blood qualification, because if the brothers in his neighborhood accept him, he ain't gonna betray that trust. That's that drop of blood that makes him not betray that trust. He don't give a fuck how many racists tell him he should be racist. It don't fit in his paradigm if he got that one drop of blood, because them is his brothers. He don't see their color. He only see his tribal colors. That's it. And this is how you know, and you gravitate towards your tribe, even when you don't know where your tribe at. You look around, and the people that give you love freely for just because they feel like it, right? And they love you just because it's free. I can love you for free. Come on over here and get some of this love. Come to the barbecue. We love to see you there. You get to the barbecue, they treat you like you've been a special member of the family the whole time.
Like, hey, cousin.
Right? And you ain't never seen these people a day in your life. And they treating you like gold. Why they treating me so good? This your tribe, motherfucker. They glad to see you brought your ass back home. At least that's what they used to tell me when I get there. I know you folks, but you rock with the Stones, man. Come on, folks. You can rock with the Stones today.
So video was when you said you be flipping just to throw the algorithm off. I was like, he absolutely did this. Sometimes you really can't keep up. Oh, but when you do,
hey,
this shit crazy. This shit's crazy.
Look, the AI can't keep up. But them gangbangers and them thug niggas be matching every motherfucking flip. The same shit I be doing with the words is what they be doing with their hands. The same shit. I'm just using words. They just throwing up they set. I'm going in, I'm using the pattern, the speech pattern that's signatured after the subconscious mind organizing of information so that I can connect as many dots as possible in your subconscious mind in order to polish the mirror that's called the black dot. Once that mirror is polished, you see clearly you don't need me no more. And I'm just trying to make it as many motherfuckers not need me as possible.
Fine. I hear you. I hear you. Now that's dope. And that's how I got into the whole human design, which kind of took me because I heard about it years ago, but then.
Yeah, that's the great arcana I was talking about in the last video.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, human design, the great arcana, the great work. The work of building Solomon's temple, the temple of man.
That's exactly what it is.
Right. And the temple of man houses Solomon, the soul of man.
Yeah, right.